Austin Lyndon Baines Johnson Jaguars. Tonight we have a doozy with two teams coming in. LBJ Austin coming down all the way from Austin to make an appearance. Last season these teams met and Los Fresnos pulled out the win, a 36-35 win against Austin LBJ. So Austin LBJ will be coming in looking for a little redemption. Tonight we're looking at a beautiful night in South Texas, a beautiful night for some football. If you guys are in the area, come on out. We got about 9 minutes till kickoff, and we're going to get things going. Tonight's captains for Los Fresnos Falcons were number 9, Alonso Requeña, number 10, Nicolas Valencia, number 45, Renato Alvarez, number 67, Leroy Guerrero, number 47, Adal Rodriguez. And they're going to hope to lead their teams. Last week, Los Fresnos pulled out a second half stunner last week and came back to win their game in the second half last Friday. Los Fresnos, led by Coach Patrick Brown, their 2018 record was 3-7 overall and 1-4 in district. It was the first time in 13 years that they hadn't reached the playoffs, so Coach Brown is hungry, and I know his young team is hungry too to get back into the Texas playoffs this year. They're running a new offense this year as well, the Flexbone, which is a triple option offense. The young Los Fresnos team is just returning 7 starters from last year, and they're quick to learn this new offense, the Flexbone, which is a triple option offense, which is, that, from what I've read, featuring a confident quarterback, and number 10, take that back, number 6, Matthew Padilla, who will lead that charge. Number 10, he's a sophomore, but he's learning. I can only imagine how he'll be under center with this new offense. So a fullback that is a tough runner, and then with that offense, you also have to have 2 wingbacks, which are usually your most versatile runners, hitting the outside lanes. It's more of a pound and ground run type of offense, and apparently that's exactly what they were looking for last week when they played their game. Wearing the other team down in the second half. We're getting ready for the national anthem here, and we will be back. This is Real Sports Live. Make sure to tune in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We will be back after this.
Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Care is done.
Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're Robert Bella's favorite cats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias, su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Hi, we're Mackay Bulldogs. Thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
And thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Hi, we're Riggins. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun.
And we are back from Leo Aguilar Stadium in Los Fresnos, Texas. And we are just about underway to kickoff with Austin, Linden Bays Johnson Jaguars getting ready to get on the field. LBJ Jaguars, led by head coach Jamal Venner, wearing their white and purple tonight. Last year, the 2018 record was 8-3. They were 6-1 in district. They had one loss on that preseason of theirs that came to Los Fresnos. They lost to Los Fresnos 36-35 last year, and then they fought their way in their district and ended up in a three-way tie for first in 55A1, Region 3, District 12. They lost in by district to Cedar Park in a nail biter, a 10-7 loss in by district in overtime. Austin LBJ has some big-time playmakers over there. Last week, they had Andrew Makuba, their wide receiver, caught 4 passes for 165 yards and a loss last week. But Makuba is being widely held as one of the most athletic receivers here in Texas. He's actually being offered some scholarships out there for Arizona, Arkansas, and Tulsa. Big blow tonight, though, for the LBJ Jaguars as their star player, Latrell McCutcheon, their DB wide receiver, who has been held as the number 7 cornerback in the nation, is out tonight with a knee injury. I know lots of people were looking to see what he was going to bring to the table tonight down here in the Valley, but once again, McCutcheon is out with a knee injury. Latrell McCutcheon has offers from pretty much everyone out there right now. We're talking about he has 11 scholarship offers out there, and it's looking like he's going to lean towards going to Bama. I've heard much good things about him, and like I said, McCutcheon will be out tonight, so they're going to be minus a playmaker on the LBJ side. Over on Los Fresnos, once again, we've been talking about how they're rebuilding and they're a young squad, but they're young and they're feeling good coming into the night, especially after their win last week. Many are saying that they're a second-half team, but hopefully they can get off something going here early. So we're just underway, getting ready to get to kickoff. Los Fresnos won the toss tonight, but they deferred to the second, which means that LBJ will be getting the ball here to start the game. And it's about that time, and we're getting ready for kickoff with our Los Fresnos kicker, Marcos Moreno, getting ready to kick off. And here we go. It's a short pooch little kick to the sideline. It's an onside kick, and number 10 for Los Fresnos ends up getting the ball. That's Nicolas Valencia, who ends up getting the short kick. I do not think LBJ was ready for that. They were standing and watching. You might as well have gave him a camera. So big time getting the ball back for Los Fresnos as Valencia comes up, and he is ready for that kickoff and right and back into Los Fresnos' hands. So Los Fresnos gets the ball to start the game now. Led by sophomore quarterback number 6, Matthew Padilla, with this new offense that they're running, the Flexbone, which is a triple option Flexbone here. Padilla under center, but he fumbles underneath, and he is brought down. He jumps right back on top of the ball before anybody else could get on it. Just looked like a bad center quarterback connection there. So here we go. I want to remind our viewers that due to UIL regulations, we cannot show a live video stream of our game, but I will be doing my best to give you play-by-play and giving you every little detail that I can to give you a nice visualization. So here we go once again. Padilla getting ready to get under center with his back in the backfield and his handoff right up the middle. Take it to the left side, give it an option out to the number 11 to Miles McWhorter. That's the thing about this Flexbone offense. It's due to trick you. You have to be looking around and make sure who has that ball. It could be given off to the halfback, the fullback, or it could be off to one of their wingbacks. So this is a very tricky offense. And like I said, you have to have a really smart quarterback under center. And Padilla seems to be doing a good job from these first couple of plays. Here we go at a 3-and-8 with the ball on LBJ's 37. Padilla under center. We have a man in motion. It looks like Padilla's keeping the ball, looking to pitch out, but he cannot. He's brought down by LBJ's number 4, J. Riggins. So LBJ has done a good job holding Los Fresnos to about 2 total yards on offense. But we're looking at a 4th-and-8 with the ball on LBJ's 37. Let's see what Coach Patrick Brown decides to do. Padilla looking at his forearm, seeing what play is going to be called in here, and they're going to go for it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 4th-and-8. We got number 6, sophomore Matthew Padilla under center, running that Flexbone, and he decides to keep it and pitch it out to number 10 up the right side, and number 10 still on his feet, and it looks like he gained that first down, ladies and gentlemen. Number 10, Nicolas Valencia, with a nice little run up the right side of the field. Padilla read it perfectly, which in that option where he kept the ball for just a bit, then pitched it out over to Valencia, and Valencia picks up that 8 yards for the first down. So the ball is moving, and so have the chains. Padilla's back under center. We have some movement up in the front, but it looks like they want to change a play call. So Padilla looks over to the sideline, see what Coach Brown has up his sleeve. 1st-and-10, ball on LBJ's 27. Oh, we got some movement. We got a flag on the field. Looks like defensive line, number 52 for LBJ, Fred Givens, was getting a little antsy, trying to get a head start on the play. And sure enough, it is encroachment by the defense. So 5 yards given to Los Fresnos. Now we have a 1st and 5 with a ball on the 22-yard line. Once again, if you're not here at our stadium, please tune in to Real Sports Live, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Here we go, Padilla with the ball right up the middle, given to their halfback. He gained some tough yards, maybe about 1 or 2. Their fullback, number 2, Chris Riggins. Just by looking at Riggins in the backfield, you can tell that he's a rumbler. This guy looks like he can get through some line and likes to run that ball right up that middle. He's not going to shy away from that contact. He looks like a north and south runner, and he's going to go straight up the middle, find that hole. Ball on LBJ's 21. Los Fresnos trying to keep the momentum going. Padilla rolls out to his left, trying to find a receiver. Can't find anybody and just throws it away. Rolling out to the right side of the field, he just could not find a receiver. And he was being heavily pursued by number 11 for LBJ, Jakeem Maxwell. 3rd down and 3 to go. Ball on the 21. Padilla looking to see what the signal's being called. And let's see if they're going to stick to their ground and pound and see if they can wear this defense down and push them back. Number 10 in motion. Padilla keeps the ball, tries to find something up the middle, but is stopped short. Gain of about 2, maybe. And it looks like he's going to be short of the 1st down. And we're looking at a 4th and about 3. They were successful on their last 4th down conversion. Let's see if Los Fresnos can pull out their 2nd. LBJ is trying to stop that run, trying to stuff everything they can. They got a big defensive line up the middle, so they're squeezing that box and making sure nothing comes up the middle. Padilla pulls back and looks like Los Fresnos is going to call a timeout. All right, so here we go. Want to keep everybody in mind. Los Fresnos calls the timeout, see what they can do. And I want to remind everybody, that we are here at Leo Aguilar Stadium in Los Fresnos, and we are back. We are back at our stadium. The timeout's been called, and it looks like Los Fresnos has decided to go for the field goal. Number 15 for Los Fresnos, their kicker, gets a nice hold. It looks like it's got enough, and it is good. Number 15, Marco Moreno, with a nice kick right up the middle to give Los Fresnos the early lead, 3-0. So to start this game off, we had the onside kick recovered by number 10, Nicolas Valencia. And like I said, LBJ was not expecting that and not ready for it. So here came Nicolas Valencia to go ahead and pick that ball up, giving the ball back to Los Fresnos to start the game. And that's exactly what Coach Brown probably wanted to do. And with that, they, like that Flexbone offense, they just ground and pound and moved back enough to get themselves into field goal position, which they did. And now we have the score, Los Fresnos Falcons, LBJ 0. Los Fresnos Falcons 3, LBJ 0, and here we have the kickoff back to number 1 for LBJ, Sean French, who picks the ball up about the 5. He's on the 10. Oh, going up the left side, finds himself pushed out about the 23-yard line. So 7:32 in the first quarter. Your Falcons 3, Jaguars 0. And let's see what the LBJ Jaguars have in store for us. I think we're all excited to see what's going to happen here tonight with the Jaguars. Anytime we have an Austin school or an Odessa school or anybody coming down to the Valley, everybody gets excited to see what they can bring and match up with our Valley teams. And honestly, it's been really good football. So we have LBJ with a pickoff by number 25. LBJ's quarterback rolled out to the right, looked for a receiver under pressure. He was under heavy pressure by Los Fresnos number 42. Alan Torres, and the LBJ quarterback tried to find his receiver who was covered in double coverage and got intercepted. So Los Fresnos gets the ball right back. So big time play there by the defense for Los Fresnos. Picked off by number 25, Daniel Cadingo, due to the heavy pressure by the linebackers. So Los Fresnos getting the ball back, and Padilla getting the snap. He get the handoff. He's looking for his man outside, finds his option pitch. It's the number 10, Valencia, who finds some room, looks for his blockers, and picks up the ball. With a nice gain, a pitch and catch outside to the right side of the field. Padilla goes up gets about 10 yards and moving that chain. So right now, all momentum is Los Fresnos, who had the onside kickoff, picked it up, and then they got the interception. They're not giving much time for the offense, for LBJ to do anything or make any kinds of plays. So Los Fresnos right now has all momentum going their way, up 3-0 right now. With 6:50 in the game, Padilla back under center under their Flexbone offense. We got number 11 in motion. Padilla hands off up the middle with a tough loss of about 2. LBJ is doing a really good job containing the box, keeping everything inside, really tough to get. It's looking like our best bet for Los Fresnos is probably going to be their outside game, trying to find those end and trying to get around the end, because defensive line for LBJ is just stuffing everything up the middle. But we have a flag on the play, which gives Los Fresnos a big gain. Now we're looking at a 1st and 10, ball on the 12. And the Los Fresnos Falcons are just sniffing and smelling that end zone. Padilla looking over to the sideline, looking for his play call, and here we go. Padilla is ready to lead the Falcons march. We got a man in motion, given right up the middle, and once again, it's stuffed up the middle. And it's looking like anything up the middle, he's going to have to really work, because we have some big boys over from the LBJ down on the D line. Looking at number 24 for the Jaguars, LeRon Davis, who's doing a great job stuffing up the middle, their nose tackle. Sophomore Padilla has done a great job so far in his 2 drives. Then here we go. Padilla under center. Looking for a little trickery. Kind of a bad handoff. Tries to give it off, but it looks like it was just a bad connection between Padilla and number 19, Albert Torres. So that's a big loss. That's a big loss for the Falcons. Brought down by number 52 of LBJ, Fred Givens. Did not give him a chance to get anything off, and now we're looking at a 3rd and 13, ball on the 14-yard line, LBJ's 14-yard line. Padilla ready once again to get the snap. Number 19 in motion. It looks like a pitch out to number 19, who's trying to find his way around, but is brought down by number 2, Andrew Makuba. Makuba, once again, was the star last week for LBJ. He had 4 passes thrown his way for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns. He does double duties as he plays receiver and defensive back for the Jaguars. Los Fresnos is looking at a 4th and 15, and they decide to go for another field goal. Marco Moreno was cool under pressure last time and got the 3. And Los Fresnos looking to add another 3. Nice placement. Looks like it has the distance. And it is Wide right. Right. So Los Fresnos missed a chance to put 3 on the board. And we're still looking at Los Fresnos 3, LBJ Jaguars 0. So here we go. We have LBJ getting the ball back, and they're deep in their own territory on their 17-yard line, led by their quarterback, Hunter Scott, senior Hunter Scott, number 13. Hunter Scott back in a shotgun formation in a spread, looking over to his receiver, which is tipped. The ball's tipped by the end, but somehow, some way, number 1, Sean French picks up that ball in a tip drill. Good concentration for a gain of about 5. 2nd and 5, ball now on the 26-yard line. Hunter Scott leading the Jaguars offense. We got 2 receivers to your right, and the ball is given up the middle to number 5, Daquan Donaldson, who grinds a couple yards out, but still short of the first down. Looking at about a 3rd and 1 with the ball on the 26. Pitch out to number 5, Daquan Donaldson, who picks up the first down and more. LBJ, once again, led by senior quarterback Hunter Scott, looking for his playmakers. He's back in a shotgun. Got a 2 receiver set on the right side, giving up the middle, handed off to number 5, Daquan Donaldson, who seems like he's going to get the ball quite a bit tonight. And they're going to put him to work. He picks up a couple there in a short gain. Donaldson back. They're in a spread formation. Donaldson looks for the side, finds a hitch, but he cannot connect with number 7, Danny Davis, looking for a little hitch, maybe a little hitch play down to the side, but right through the hands. 3rd and about 9 for the Jaguars, and they just can't seem to get in sync with their passing game. So let's see if they go back to their running game. Hunter Scott back, handoff right up the middle to number 5, Donaldson, who picks up about 4. A tough 4, which is going to be way short of the first down. Looking at a 4th and 6, ball on the 41-yard line, and Coach Finner decides to call in the punt team. For Los Fresnos, it looks like number 4, Hector Moniz, is going to get back for the punt. Punting for LBJ is number 1, Sean French, who has a short kick that takes an LBJ bounce, but is picked up by Moniz, who finds a little bit of room off to the right side before rushed out of bounds. So Los Fresnos will get the ball back. This will be the 3rd possession. We want to remind you, if you're just tuning in, this is Real Sports Live from Leo Aguilar Stadium in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos took a quick 3-0 lead on the opening kickoff. They decided to go for an onside kick, which they picked up nicely, a well-executed onside kick. So with 1:54 left in the first quarter, Los Fresnos get the ball back. Sophomore Matthew Padilla under center tries to find something, but he is met right at the line by number 11 for the Jaguars, Jakeem Maxwell, and number 52, Fred Givens. Looks like Fred Givens, number 52, their middle linebacker, is one of their captains. One of their captains over there has a nose for the ball, sneaking things in and finding lanes to get back into that backfield. It's a loss of about 2 for the Los Fresnos Falcons. Padilla under center. Number 11 in motion. He's dropping back, drops back about 4, finds the number 10 up the middle, and dropped. Had a wide open Nicolas Valencia. Just dropped down the middle of the field. That would have been a big gain for Los Fresnos. He was wide open. No one was next to him. Just slips out of his hands. So Los Fresnos looking at a 3rd and 12, ball on their 30-yard line. We have 1:11 with Los Fresnos up in the first quarter, 3-0. Padilla back under center. Running Los Fresnos' Flexbone offense, has a man in motion, and he is stuffed. Once again, Fred Givens finds something up the middle. It looked like they were just coming all at him in a blitz package. And before Padilla could even make a play, Fred Givens was back in the backfield, taking him back about 7. So we're looking at 4th and 17. Los Fresnos goes for the punt with number 2, Andrew Makuba, waiting for the punt for the Jaguars. Let's see if they get this punt off before the end of the first quarter, and it is up, and it is a beauty, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nice punt by number 40 for Los Fresnos, number 40, and takes a big time bounce for Los Fresnos and all the way back to LBJ's 20-yard line. It was a beauty of a punt by number 40, Juan Perez, and Makuba decides to let it go, and it takes a big time Los Fresnos bounce back, which takes the ball back all the way to LBJ's 20-yard line. So we got about 12 seconds left in the first. With Los Fresnos up 3-0. Back in the shotgun once again is Hunter Scott, who calls the ball and gives right up the middle to their running back, Donaldson, number 5. Donaldson has been running the ball real well, just chipping away for the Jaguars. And that is it for the first quarter of action, with your Los Fresnos Falcons 3 and your Austin LBJ Jaguars 0. This is Real Sports Live, and let's get a break. We want to remind everybody that Saturday, September 21st, will be the South Texas Music Festival over on WH Heaven Memorial Park, which is on 705 North Bowie Street. That will be from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. So here we go with our second quarter of ball, with LBJ starting the second quarter with the ball in their hands, and we got our quarterback giving the ball right back to Hunter, to Donaldson. I mean, Hunter Scott hands off the ball to Donaldson. Donaldson picks up a couple more. 3rd and 4 for LBJ. Ball on the 26-yard line. Hunter Scott pulls back, finds a receiver on the right side of the field. That's number 2, Andrew Makuba, who picks up the first down and is immediately met by number 21 for Los Fresnos, Adrian Longoria. Hunter Scott back in the shotgun, ready for the ball, finds Donaldson once again, and Donaldson finds some room up the right side of the field before a diving leap for a couple more yards. So tough running by Donaldson, who is just inch by inch, getting every yard that he can. And once again, he threw a diving effort to get a couple more yards on that. We're looking at a 2nd and 4. Donaldson wastes no time, finds number 1, Sean French, on the screen. And he finds some room on the 5. He's on the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. And it's a touchdown, LBJ. Touchdown, LBJ. Hunter Scott finds number 1, Sean French, on a screen play to the right side of the field. And that was a foot race from there. Sean French turned on the boosters, which gives LBJ 6. So LBJ looking to add the extra point, and it is no good. Right. So Hunter Scott, QB for LBJ, finds number 1, Sean French, on a screen pass, and French did the rest. Taking it about 40 yards for the touchdown. Bringing our score, Los Fresnos Falcons 3, LBJ Jaguars 6. Plenty of football going around the Valley tonight, and I know Real Sports Live is all over the Valley covering games. So take a look. You can stay with us. You can catch some other football action out there as well. But we're going to have a good one here. Los Fresnos ready to get the ball back now because they're looking to get some action on their side. LBJ getting ready to kick the ball back off. Have number 70 for LBJ, David Salas with a kick. Found on the middle and muffed, trying to pick up the ball for Los Fresnos, but Los Fresnos having a hard time keeping control of that ball, but he finally falls on top of it. Number 22, Mello Hicks finds the ball and brings our kick returner down. Los Fresnos coaches have their boys huddled up, giving them a little bit of motivation, saying, let's get that ball and let's take it down. Los Fresnos once again led by sophomore Matthew Padilla, number 6. Padilla under center. Looking to hand the ball right up the middle to his halfback, who is brought down immediately on the line of scrimmage. Ball handed off, but met immediately at the line of scrimmage for a gain of none. So we're looking at 2nd and 10 with the ball on Los Fresnos 31. Padilla under center. He has Riggins in the backfield. And it is but it put up the middle. And once again, met at the line of scrimmage. Riggins, number 9, Riggins for the Falcons, trying to find something up the middle. But immediately met by the defensive tackles of LBJ. Number 24, Larian Davis. And number 33, Darian Miller. The inside tackles for LBJ have been doing a great job stuffing everything up the middle. Padilla is ready now, and they're looking for our next snap. Number 10 in motion. Padilla looking to go back to find something, but he is met immediately once again by number 52, Fred Givens in the backfield. Padilla couldn't control the ball, kind of let go at the end, but he was already down. Fred Givens was saying fumble, but no, sir. He had already hit the ground. So it's a 3 and out for Los Fresnos. Fred Givens, once again, their linebacker, their senior linebacker, who's had a great game so far, meets Padilla immediately in the backfield for a big-time loss. And here's the punt. With French waiting in the backfield, fields the ball, finding some room up the left side, gets a block. He's on the 40, on the 35, on the 20, on the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown. Touchdown on the punt return by Sean French. Sean Fresh with a punt return touchdown for LBJ. Let's check the field for any flags. It looks like there is a flag on the field. Personal foul. Personal foul. Looked like it was a block in the back by the punt return team, which is going to scratch that touchdown and brings the ball back and a loss of 5. So instead of the touchdown, the Jaguars will get their ball back on the 30-yard line. So here we go. LBJ gets the ball back. Hunter Scott in the shotgun formation finds Donaldson once again. Donaldson looking up the edge of on the left side of the field, picks himself about 7 yards. Looks like it was a gain of 5 yards. It'll now be 2nd and 5 as Donaldson picks up a tough 5 yards up the left side of the field. No back now, and we got Hunter Scott in shotgun formation looking like he's going to look for something down the field. He has plenty of time and is looking deep and has a man wide open, and they connect. They connect. Oh, he drops the ball. He drops the ball. Throw was intended for number 2, Makuba, who had plenty of space, and it was a beautiful throw by Hunter Scott. Makuba just couldn't keep his hands on the ball, and it's dropped. So they're looking for the home run right there. They just couldn't complete it. So 3rd and 6 for LBJ. Hunter Scott looking for something from the sidelines, but it looks like him and the coaches aren't making good communication, so the Jaguars call a timeout. So here we are with 7:54 in the second quarter. LBJ Jaguars 6, Los Fresnos Falcons 3. Coming out of the timeout, we got LBJ Jaguars 3rd and 6, ball on their 35-yard line. Hunter Scott calling the signals, pulls back, looking for some room. He decides to pull it down to keep it himself. He runs it right up the middle for a good gain for the first down. Picks up about 7, which will move the chains for LBJ. 1st and 10, LBJ ball on 35-yard line. Hunter Scott looking in the backfield. He has Donaldson right next to him. Ball given right back to Donaldson, who finds a little bit of space up the middle for a gain of about 5. Number 5, Donaldson giving the ball back, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. Might have picked up 1, but not much of anything. Met at the line of scrimmage, sure enough, so no gain on the play. 3rd and 5 for the Jaguars. Ball on their 47-yard line. Hunter Scott back in the clear backfield looking for something down the field. He has plenty of room and plenty of space, but he is met by a gang of Los Fresnos, and the ball is thrown up in the air. Let's see if Los Fresnos comes up with the interception. Yes, Los Fresnos picks up the ball as Hunter Scott was met by a gang of Los Fresnos defenders. He throws it up in the air and finds a group of Los Fresnos waiting to pick it off, and it was picked off by number 24, Cameron Rivera. So Los Fresnos is trying to take advantage of a turnover here with 6:32 in the second quarter. Matthew Padilla, sophomore quarterback for Los Fresnos, has got his troops lined up, and they're ready to take advantage of the turnover, which was a pick. Padilla under center. We got Riggins in motion. Padilla decides to keep the ball, tries to get himself about 1 or 2. Tackled by number 8, Brendan Jones. Matthew Padilla looking over to the sideline, trying to get the signals coming in from Coach Brown. And they are ready. Once again, Los Fresnos running their Flexbone triple option offense. So we don't know who may get the ball. And it's a handoff. Actually, it's a pitch out to number 10, Valencia, who is met in the backfield for a loss. Looks like a loss of about 5. And 52, Fred Givens for the LBJ Jaguars is there to meet him. I've been calling out Fred Givens' name all night on the defensive side. Fred Givens is a senior captain for the Jaguars, and we can see why. Third and 11 for Los Fresnos with 5:10 in the second quarter. Once again, Valencia in motion. Padilla pulls back, gets that arm back, throws that ball up, but thrown out of bounds. Intended receiver looked to be like it was number 16, Alejandro Flores, and there's a flag on the field on LBJ. It's an offsides call, which will give Los Fresnos 5, which will help Los Fresnos' cause, but now they need to make a play. 3rd and 6, ball on the 48-yard line. Padilla looking to see what's coming in from the sidelines. He's under center. He's got his backs in the backfield. Number 2, Resendez. The ball is given up, but there's a flag. The whistle is blown. Valencia seemed to be the man that was going to get the ball, but the flag was thrown and the whistles were blown before any play could develop. Illegal shift by the Falcons. They will repeat the down, but now we're looking at 3rd and 11. Ball now on the 47-yard line of Los Fresnos. Padilla under center. He keeps the ball, finds his pitch out to number 11, who makes a little spin move out to the right side of the field. Number 11, McWhorter. Brought down by number 52, Fred Givens. So Los Fresnos gets themselves into a 4th and 6 situation, so they're going to go ahead and punt the ball off. Sean Fresh is back in the backfield for the Jaguars, ready to receive the punt. Fresh had a big-time punt return just a while ago that was called back for an illegal block. Punt is up, and it's a nice-looking punt, and looks like it's a fair signal call, fair catch. So no punt return given. 1st and 10, Jaguar ball on the 16-yard line. This is Real Sports Live, and we are live in Los Fresnos at Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Please like, share, spread the word that we are out on Friday Night Football in the Rio Grande Valley. Hunter Scott backs up, gives the ball back over to number 5, Daquan Donaldson, who picks up about 5 yards on the handoff. Brought down by Castillo, the Falcons. We have an injury timeout, and we will be back.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Hi, thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Hi, we're the Rio Grande City Rattlers. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Come see what the city of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners.
Welcome back. This is Real Sports Live in Los Fresnos, Texas at Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium with the Austin LBJ Jaguars up 6-3 with 3:53 in the second quarter. Want to update you to a couple scores around the valley right now. Right now we have PSJ North on top of Harlingen South 14-3. PI on top of Valley View 10-0. Ed Couch and Westlaco High tied at 7-7. McAllen Memorial on top of Sheridan High 23-3. Now back to our action. LBJ with the ball. Hunter Scott hands off to Donaldson once again. Very little there. Donaldson had no room to work. Brought down by number 55 of Los Fresnos, Guillermo Marin. Screen pass over to the right-hand side to number 2, Makuba, who picks up enough for the first down. Hunter Scott back in the shotgun formation. He drops back, looking deep and finds something that he likes, but is just not enough. Pass intended once again for Makuba, but he is covered. He is covered nicely by number 4, Los Fresnos, Hector Moniz. Makuba was probably hoping to repeat his performance from last week, but Los Fresnos corners and secondaries are doing a great job containing Makuba. Makuba once again went for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns last week up in Austin. Hunter Scott back in his shotgun once again, going to look for his receivers. Finds a short pass over to number 12, Tyrone Jarrells. Third and about 7 for the Jaguars. Hunter Scott trying to relay the message over to he has a spread offense going on right now, drops back. He's looking for somebody to hit. He is hit hard in the backfield. Hard enough for a big time hit and drop of the ball, and looks like Hunter Scott's a little shaken up. That big hit coming from Los Fresnos, number 43, Gregory Jones. Gregory Jones with a big-time hit, but it looks like Hunter Scott had just gotten off the throw, so they're calling it an incomplete pass. 4th and 7. Number 4, Hector Moniz is back for the punt return. Looks like we have a timeout. LBJ timeout. .307 in the second quarter. Austin LBJ up 6-3. And we'll be back. This is Real Sports Live.
You be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
We are the Patriots. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past?
Here we go. Timeout is now over. Once again, we are in Los Fresnos, Texas, with Los Fresnos Falcons taking on Austin LBJ. Punt coming back over to Los Fresnos. Moniz gets the punt, picks it up, looking for some room to run, but is met on the right side of the field by number 64 of LBJ, Isaiah Seeley. So Los Fresnos were trying to do a little something here before the end of the second quarter, trying to get momentum back on that side. Remember, they won the toss and referred to the second half of football. So they will be receiving the ball once we start up the second half. So they're looking to hopefully get something going before halftime. Number 6, sophomore Matthew Padilla, under center, looking for a man to pitch out to. He finds number 10, once again, number 10, Valencia, who does a little shake and bake, picks up about 4. Met by number 2, Andrew Makuba. 2nd and 6 now. Ball on the 38-yard line. And Padilla's done a great job just trying to find a little bit here and a little bit there. Here's the snap. Valencia in motion. It's a fake pitch. Goes back and is brought in back for a big-time loss. It was a fake pitch to Valencia, so Padilla is trying to roll out to the right. And on that rollout, he is met by number 11 from LBJ, Jakeem Maxwell, who takes him back for a big loss of about 10. So we're looking at a 3rd and 17 now for Los Fresnos. So let's see what Coach Brown decides to do. Padilla under center. Valencia comes up, looking up the middle, but finds himself a man out to pitch out. That's number 11 with the ball. McWaters, who's still on his feet, finds about a gain of about maybe 12, still short of the first down. For being in a hole of 3rd and 17, they try a little trickery there with McWaters pitch out to the right side. He picks up a good gain, but they were so far back it was hard to get that first. He was going to have to really break away. So we got a 4th and 6 on their own 42-yard line with 53 seconds left. Coach Brown decides to punt. Juan Perez is our punter, with number 1 for LBJ, Sean Fresh, in the backfield. And it looks like we have a timeout. Los Fresnos. So quick commercial break here. And we're coming out of the timeout. And we got in the backfield, number 2, waiting for the punt, will be Andrew Makuba. Remember, I told y'all earlier about what he can do with the ball. Last week, he had that 3-touchdown game, and I'm sure Coach Brown's trying to figure out a way to keep the ball out of his hands. So, punt goes up. Punter gets a short punt, which is out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, which I don't think was a bad idea, because if they get that ball back there to Makuba's hands, who knows what he could have done with that. So LBJ will get the ball back with 29 seconds left in the first half of play. LBJ up 6-3. Touchdown summary would be number 1, Fresh, who had a nice 40-yard touchdown on a screen pass. For Los Fresnos, we have the 3 from our kicker. Hunter Scott back, rolls out to his left, looking for something. There's a flag on the play. Taken out of bounds at about the 51-yard line by number 9, Riggins. But let's see what the officials say with the flag on the play. It was back in the backfield. It might be a holding call. Sure enough, holding call against the Jaguars. If you're just tuning in, I just want to remind everybody about UIL regulations and live video feeds. So we're doing audio tonight around the Valley for Friday Night Football. So Hunter Scott back, trying to get something with 23 seconds left in this first half of play. He's looking down the field and finds his receiver, number 1, Sean Fresh, who just cannot keep the ball in his hands, slips right out. So we're looking at 2nd and 20 now for the Jaguars. Been about 2 or 3 drop passes on the Jaguars side. A couple of them could have been really big plays. Jaguars also had a punt return called back on an illegal block. Hunter Scott back, drops back, finds come up the middle, decides to pick it up himself. Finds a little bit up the middle as he decides to pull the ball down and go for the run. It looks like they're going to let the clock tick down to end the first half of ball. And from Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium at the half, we have LBJ Austin 6, the Los Fresnos Falcons 3. We'll be going into halftime. This is Real Sports Live. Stay tuned for an exciting second half to see how this game ends up. And we will be back.
The single you just have to have. Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, we're Mission Veterans, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Real Sports Live back. It's halftime in Los Fresnos at Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium. And we've got a low-scoring affair over here, but we've got back and forth going. It's been a defensive game. I'm telling you right now, both defenses have come to play, and they're not giving up much on either side. The young Los Fresnos team has been trying to find every opportunity, running that Flexbone offense. And it's got me trying to find the ball. That's how confusing it is. I can only imagine how the defense feels out there. You never know if Padilla is going to hold on to the ball. They're going to hand it off to Riggins, maybe giving it outside to Valencia. You just got to be on your toes. And as far as LBJ comes along, Los Fresnos has done a great job containing LBJ's big playmakers. Hunter Scott's trying to control the tempo of the game. They've done a good job distributing their offense between pass and rush. Donaldson, number 5, Daquan Donaldson, has been playing a great game in the backfield, has some really nice-looking runs, and then they're trying to get the ball into their big-time playmakers, their receivers. Andrew Makuba, who's been shut down tonight, he had one go through his hands, which would have been a big play. You have Sean French, who has tonight's only touchdown of the first half, who had a nice pitch and catch pass, went for 40-yard lines. The speed of LBJ's receivers are a big-time thing. So if Hunter Scott can connect more with his receivers, you're going to get more plays. But got to give credit to Los Fresnos secondary, who has done a good job containing some of those big-time playmakers. Wanted to fill you guys in on a couple of scores from around the valley. And here we go. We have Harlingen South 3, PSJA North 14. We got a close one with Rio Grande City and La Jolla, with Rio Grande City 13, La Jolla Palm View 14. PI 10, Valley View 0. We have a tie ball game, Westlaco High and Ed Couch at 7 apiece. La Jolla High 16, Roma 0. McAllen Memorial 30, Sherryland High 3. No scores right now from Mission High or Donna North. Over at McAllen, we have Edinburgh North 3, McAllen High 7. PSJA Bears 14, Corpus Christi King 7. In Lyford, Hidalgo right now is leading Lyford 14-7. Raymondville 7, Grulia 0. La Feria right now on top of Santa Rosa 14-0. And we had some games last night. We had some games on a Thursday night. We had Three Rivers over La Villa 41-20. San Benito pulled off a big win over Victoria West 31-3. Harlingen High defeated Laredo United 38-20. And then we had a nail-biter at Hanna yesterday with our Joe Bowling, which covered that game yesterday. Vela beats Hanna by 28-27. So we've had some good football going around last night and even more great football going on tonight. So please stay tuned with us as we continue coverage of Rio Grande Valley sports on a Friday night. We will be back.
Hi, we're the Lady Diamondbacks, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close. Of uncertainty
To making history. This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close. This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again.
This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Coach Nava with Westlaco East High School. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the process? It's a hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a 2019 Ford EcoSport with navigation and an 8-inch touchscreen for just $17,495.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're PJ Lady Bears, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Go!
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, we're the Lady Wildcats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Hi, we're Edinburgh Cougars, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're PJ Southwest Avenida, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
Start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, we're the Edinburgh Bobcats. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Every great dining.
Real Sports Live coming back to you from Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium, Los Fresnos, where we have the Austin LBJ Jaguars up 6. Los Fresnos Falcons 3. It's been a defensive controlled game where the lone touchdown came from a screen pass from Hunter Scott to Sean French, who went for about a 40-yard screen pass. Los Fresnos 3 points came off from a nice field goal by their kicker, So 3-6 over in Los Fresnos. Want to remind everybody that we have plenty of football action going on from Real Sports Live. We have PSJ Memorial at Mission Vets, Eagle Pass versus Southwest, PSJ Southwest. Plenty of action tonight going around. I know we have somebody over in La Feria with La Feria and Santa Rosa. So plenty of football on. We're here at halftime in Los Fresnos, and we'll be back after this.
Sea Ranch, we combine a fresh, inviting atmosphere with chef-inspired cuisine prepared from the freshest local shrimp, oysters, snapper, and mahi-mahi. Our salmon, Alaskan king crab, and live Maine lobsters are flown in fresh. A local favorite for over 30 years, the Sea Ranch. Come enjoy a fresh experience.
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, we're Untitled Bulldogs, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Hi, we're Robert Della Sabercats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-sized cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations.
Here we are still in halftime at Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium in Los Fresnos, where we have LBJ Austin up 6-3 right now at the half. Just want to give a couple of things that's been going on the first half of the game. The lone touchdown came from LBJ's, one of their playmakers, French, number 1, Sean Fresh, who had a really nice run from the pass of Hunter Scott. Defensively, Fred Gibbons for LBJ has had a tremendous game, finding big-time losses in the backfield for and against Los Fresnos. One of the big stories tonight, though, has been the injury of Latrell McCutcheon, who did not play tonight. He hurt his knee last week, so he did not suit up. McCutcheon's was one of their big playmakers for LBJ. This young gentleman has been offered 11 college scholarships and wants to play at the next level, and the one that he's leaning forward to, if not already committed, is Alabama, and he is not in tonight's lineup. For Los Fresnos, we have a 3-point field goal that went up. They gave him the 3 points for them, and Matthew Padilla has done a nice job controlling the offense and just can't find anything. Everything up the middle has been stuffed. We found a couple of outside runs by Valencia, but nothing big. So we're looking to find some more offense for these guys. It's really been a defensive-minded game. Both defenses have done a great job. Big-time props given over to Los Fresnos' secondary and their D-line. Their D-line has put great pressure on LBJ Jaguars quarterback, senior Hunter Scott. The defensive line has done a great job not giving him much time to look for anything downfield, but big time credit to Los Fresnos' secondary, who has been shutting down their big playmakers, especially Andrew Makuba, who has been trying to get the ball into Makuba's hands, and they just cannot. Fresh has been the only receiver that they've been able to get the ball to. Makuba last week, once again, went for 4 passes and 165 yards receiving, had 3 touchdowns last week, and was really wanting to mimic his performance last week, but no, sir. Los Fresnos secondary has done a great job, so big-time respect over to Los Fresnos secondary today. So let's hope they come right back out and do the same thing in the second half. I want to say that the big time, we're going to have to see what offense is really going to come out and what offense is going to make a big play over this second half. Want to update you guys with some scorers around the valley. Right now we have PSJA North on top of Harlingen South at halftime, 21-3. Halftime over at Ed Couch, we have Westlaco High 17, Ed Couch Elsa 14. Halftime at Roma La Jolla High 23, Roma 0. 27 for Mission High, Donna North 0 at half. Hidalgo right now on top of Lyford 14-7. Over in La Feria, we have a score of 14-0. La Feria 14, Santa Rosa 0. And those are a couple of scores that have just come in. Update here, we have Lyford 20, Hidalgo 14 at halftime. As we keep getting scores in, we'll keep you guys updated. We have about 6 minutes left here of halftime. Make sure you guys tune in and stay tuned. Live from Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium, Los Fresnos, this is Rio Sports Live. Make sure to spread the word, like, share on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll be back.
By Ibarras in Harlingen.
Hi, we're Sherryland Rattlers, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen.
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Hi, we're PSJ Southwest Javelinas, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. J's up!
A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a hacienda party.
It's the Hacienda Ford football sale, where you can get a new F-150 starting at just $27,995 or 0% interest for 72 months.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Hi, we're Nicolas, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Real Sports Live coming to you from Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium, and we're just about ready for the second half of football. We've had a tale of defense tonight. That's what I can tell you. A very low-scoring affair with one touchdown going to the LBJ Jaguars by number 1, Sean Fresh, who had a nice 40-yard pass completion going to him. And goes for the run and the score, which gave them 6. They did miss the extra point, which left them at 6. And for Los Fresnos, they've had their 3 points off a field goal. Both teams are back on the field, getting warmed up, and Los Fresnos is coming out looking charged and ready. It looks like they're ready to give a second half surge. And like I said, the tale of tonight's game has been defense. Definitely defense. For the Jaguars, Fred Givens, their middle linebacker, has played a great game, not giving much up to some of the young Falcons offensive starters. Matthew Padilla, who has been QBing the game, has done a nice job, but they just cannot find a big-time play on the Los Fresnos side. Venezuela, Riqueña have had some nice runs, just nothing to get enough. They're going to be looking to get more offensive going. And LBJ, they've had real good success stuffing the inside running of Los Fresnos with their defensive linemen. So let's see as we get ready for second half of play in Los Fresnos. And it's really anybody's game still out there. Now, at the beginning of the game, Los Fresnos did win the toss, and they deferred to the second half. So Los Fresnos will be receiving the ball to start the game. Back ready to receive for Los Fresnos is 21, Adrian Longoria, number 11, Miles McWhorter, and number 9, Alonso Riqueña. Kicking off for LBJ Jaguars is number 70, David Salas. And we are about ready for a second half of football. Salas back for the kickoff. And it falls into the hands of number 10, Valencia, who's looking for some room up the right side. Gets a short gain. And taken out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So Coach Brown for Los Fresnos is ready to get his troops going. And his general, his field general, Matthew Padilla, is ready to lead the charge. I like the hustle in Padilla. He was the first one to the ball. He said, let's go, boys. It's time to get things going. So Padilla leading the Flexbone offense of Los Fresnos. Gives the ball right off the pitch off. He finds number 10, Valencia, off the right-hand side. Valencia is trying to gain a couple, but is met in the backfield by number 1, Sean French. And it's a loss of about 1 yard. Looking at 2nd and 11 now for Los Fresnos. In this Flexbone offense, you really you have your best versatile runners running as your wingbacks, and that's why they're trying to get those balls out to the right and left side, trying to get the outside end arounds. But I'm telling you, LBJ's athletic DBs have done a great job. I read up a little bit about Austin LBJ, and through the Austin American Statesman, they said that LBJ might have the best secondary in the Austin area, and that speaks volumes. And you can see that definitely tonight because they've done a great job containing Los Fresnos as wingbacks and not really giving them much on the outside. Timeout was called by Los Fresnos, and they're ready to get the ball back and get things going. 2nd and 10. Padilla under center. Has Riqueña, Valencia to look for. Pitch out to number 11, McWhorter. McWhorter gets the ball, looking out the right side of the field, still on his feet. He's still on his feet. He's on the 40, 35, 30, 30-yard line, brought down the 30. Nice run. Finds himself some tough yards, and then he breaks away. That was number 11, Miles McWhorter, for a gain of about 30. Moving the chains, and that was probably the first big play that we've seen from Los Fresnos, which could be a big momentum for them. And let's see if they can keep riding that wave. Padilla with his backfield of Riqueña, Valencia, McWhorter trying to find something. Padilla hits the ball, but it's tipped up in the air and is caught in the air by number 11, McWhorter, who had a heads-up play. As Padilla is trying to pitch out to Valencia. It was tapped and batted by the defensive end for LBJ, number 8, Brendan Jones. But McWhorter had his back turned and luckily found the ball in the air. So after a big gain by McWhorter, it's a loss of about 2 on that batted ball. Padilla ready, under center, finds his man as a pitch out to number 11, McWhorter, who cannot get his hands on the ball, drops the ball back in the backfield. Almost could have been a turnover, but McWhorter jumps on top of it before any Jaguars can get close to it. So that's another loss of yards there. Now we're looking at 3rd and 11 after the big-time play. 3rd and 16 after the big-time game by McWhorter. They've had 2 plays for losses. 3rd and 16 on LBJ's 35. And let's see what Coach Brown pulls out now. Padilla under center. McWhorter in motion. They don't like what they see, so Padilla pulls back and looks back to the sideline. Looks like they're going to change up their play on audible. And they're not sure what's going on, so Los Fresnos calls a timeout. Don't forget, after the game, if you're around or you're hungry, we got McDonald's in Los Fresnos. Plenty of places to stop here in Los Fresnos on this beautiful Friday night. And McDonald's is a big supporter of Los Fresnos football. So Los Fresnos trying to figure out what they're going to do on a 3rd and long. As momentum looked like it was about to shift with the big-time play by McWhorter, big-time run, but then we had 2 consecutive plays of losses. Padilla now ready. He's got his group set up, and let's see what they pull now. Number 19 is in the game, Albert Torres, who comes in the end around, but it is given up the middle to Riggins. Actually, that was Valencia, who tries to find something up the middle, but is stuffed for no gain by number 14, Anthony Hayes. So that'll do it for Los Fresnos, who loses the ball over on downs, and they're looking to punt the ball away, a 4th and 16. It'll be a short punt, so let's see what they pull here. Back for LBJ to receive the punt. Calls the fair catch. That is Sean Fresh, who is back there, calls the fair catch. 24-yard punt. And LBJ Jaguars would get the ball back on their own 11-yard line. This will be LBJ's first possession of the second half. And I'm expecting to see Hunter Scott throw the ball down the field to try to find his playmakers. And it's a handoff up the middle to his running back, Donaldson, number 5. Tackled by number 46 of Los Fresnos, Diego Garza. Hunter Scott wasting no time, back to the setup. Pretty much run the same play, gets the ball right back up to Donaldson, who's chipping away, and he's trying to maneuver every which way that he can to pick up every single yard that he can. He picks up about 4. Now we're looking at about a 3rd and 1. And actually, he picked up the first down. So Donaldson looking good in the backfield for LBJ. Hunter Scott ready in the shotgun formation. Gives it right back to Donaldson, who finds some room up the middle, being brought down by number 43, Gregory Jones. It looks like Hunter Scott and the Jaguars are looking at a no-huddle offense. They want to get that ball moving. They got 4 receivers to the side. They find number 1 on a screen pass, but the throw is low and incomplete, trying to get the ball into the hands of Sean French. But Hunter Scott's pass was just a bit low. LBJ Jaguars, coached by Jamil Fenner. And Hunter Scott is back in the shotgun, gives the ball right back to Donaldson, who's finding about 2 or 3 per carry. Tackled by number 9, Riggins. Short pickup of about 4. We're looking about 3rd and 6 on the 41-yard line. Hunter Scott looking around, calling the play out to him. He's got 2 receivers on each side of the field. He pulls back, and he's looking for something, and he finds who he likes over there, but he cannot control. Looked like a pass attempt to Fresh. Once again, Fresh's number was called, but Fresh could not control that ball before going out of bounds. Incomplete pass. 4th and 6. Fresh is back to punt on the 4th and 6, over to Hector Moniz. Moniz ready for the ball. It's a bad snap, but Fresh picks it up to get away the punt. It's a line drive punt, which is down and touched by number 4 of the Jaguars, Jay Riggins. Los Fresnos will get the ball back at their 21-yard line. So Padilla back on the field. In the backfield with him, Riggins, Valencia, McWhorter. Los Fresnos has been grinding and grinding, running that run game all game. It's a pitch out to number 10, Valencia, who finds some room, and he makes a nice little jump over defender before he loses his balance and comes down. Nice pitch out to Valencia, who found some room and gets the first down. He tried to jump over a defender and came down, and right now he's got the first down, and we have an injury timeout. So both teams trying to get something going offensively. As everything looks good, Valencia comes off, walking off the field, so he looks good. He just get a little bit of water for him. And here we go. Padilla's back with his offense. Padilla looking to make a big play here. Ball is kept by the Padilla and pitched out to number 11, McWhorter, who is taken down in the backfield by number 11, Jakeem Maxwell, for a big loss. Loss of 6 yards, bringing up 2nd and 16. 6:15 into the third quarter. Padilla under center, waiting for the snap. Man in motion, number 11, McWhorter. Padilla didn't like the play call, or he's trying to look at something else. Audible called. Everyone looks to be on the same page now as Padilla gets ready for the snap. Snap, and it's a handoff up the middle by Riggins, who is met at the line of scrimmage for a gain of none. Stuffed by Fred Givens, number 52 of LBJ. Los Fresnos looking at a 3rd and 16 now. Padilla looking over, trying to see the signals coming in. And looks like they have the play that they want. Padilla under center. Waiting for the snap. The ball is snapped. It's kept by Padilla. And he is brought down quickly in the backfield by number 9, Gabriel Smith. So Los Fresnos just can't seem to get anything going offensively. And they are out of downs, looking at a 4th and 16. LBJ ready to get the ball back. Snap. And here comes the big boom punt. It's a nice looking punt. Called for a fair catch by number 1, Sean Fresh. So no return on that punt. And like I said earlier, both teams trying to find something offensively. LBJ trying to get the ball into the hands of their playmakers. Los Fresnos trying to get their backs going. Remember, with Los Fresnos' new offense, the Flexbone, we're going to run. And their whole mentality off that Flexbone is to tire out the defense. So I still expect big things coming in the end of this quarter, going into the next as well from Los Fresnos. Where LBJ is keeping their shotgun. Looks like we have a trips right. Man in motion, number 7, man in motion. The ball is given to the motion man, number 7 for LBJ, who's finding himself some room on the right side. He's on the 40-yard line. But we have a flag in the backfield. So it looks like this one might be going back. Number 7, Danny Davis, was the man in motion who got the ball and picked himself up a nice gain of about 20 yards. But once again, there was a flag on the field. Waiting for the call. The officials talking things over. Head referee has the call now. And it's a personal foul. A face mask penalty against the Falcons. So after the big run, you add on 15 more yards for the Jaguars, which is going to bring the ball all the way down to their 20-yard line. So the Jaguars now close to the red zone. And Hunter Scott is looking to find something. Hunter Scott, ball handed off to Donaldson, And Donaldson, once again, just keeps pushing and pushing. Donaldson's been running tough this whole game, picking up at least 3 to 4 yards a carry. So we have a 2nd and 7, ball on the 17-yard line. Ball handed right back over to Donaldson, who picks up another 2 or 3. Brought down by number 89, Derek Guevara. Jaguars looking at a 3rd and 4. Ball is over, is pitched, and is going out to a little hitch pass. Found and caught by number 1, Sean Fresh, who picks up the first down. Now LBJ is looking at a 1st and goal. LBJ has been running little screen passes to their receivers, which seem to be working pretty nicely for them. Hunter Scott calls a snap and is handed off to Donaldson. Donaldson finds his room back to the 5, and the 3 keeps rolling. And it looks like Donaldson up the middle gets to about the 2 or 3 yard line. Going off a no huddle, Hunter Scott is ready for the play call. He gives it in. Out of the shotgun, ball goes right back up to Donaldson, who's trying to get to the right side and gets outside to the 2, to the 1. And let's see if he's got it in. He's got it in. Touchdown, LBJ Jaguars. Touchdown, LBJ Jaguars. Donaldson's tough running finally pays off as he gets himself the handoff and ends around over to the left side as the containment was just not there. Donaldson punches it in for 6. Jaguars looking for the 2-point conversion. They find it up the middle, but there's flags. There's flags thrown all over the field. The 2-point conversion is at a standstill. Let's see what the flags are for. Illegal substitution by Los Fresnos. Penalty declined add those 2 points. So 2-point conversion is successful, giving your LBJ Jaguars 14 and your Los Fresnos Falcons 3. So Donaldson, who's been getting pretty good gains this whole night, finally hits the pay dirt and finds his way into the end zone. So 2 touchdowns for LBJ tonight. One came from Sean Fresh, who had about the 40-yard pass and catch, and then right now by Daquan Donaldson with about a 3-yard run up the right side. So let's see how Los Fresnos decides to come back and counter. 70, David Salas ready to kick off to Los Fresnos. Ball's found in Nicolas Valencia's hands, and Valencia's looking for something. He wants to make a play, but he has stopped, and he has stopped quickly on the 29-yard line. So let's see if sophomore quarterback Matthew Padilla can get something going for his Falcons. Along with his teammates, Alonso Riggins, Nicolas Valencia, and Miles McWhorter, they've made a really good combination trying to get as much as they can. Still looking for the big play, though. Padilla under center. Ready for the snap? And it's a snap given right up the middle to number 2, Riggins, tackled by number 52, Fred Givens. Gain of 5 by Riggins. If you're just tuning in with us, we are at Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium in Los Fresnos with the Austin LBJ up 14-3. Ball was kept by Padilla, who's brought back in the backfield, taken down by number 52, Fred Givens. I've been talking and saying Fred Givens' name all night. This kid's a monster on the defensive side. I'm not sure the yards accumulated by him as far as yards lost, but he's been big for LBJ tonight. Padilla looking at a 3rd and 7. Ball is kept and pitched outside to number 10, Valencia, who finds a little bit of room, and it looks like the ball has popped out. The ball has popped out. Big hit. Valencia hit pretty hard, and ball comes out. Recovered by number 1, Sean Fresh. So turnover by Los Fresnos as Valencia gets hit pretty hard here. And actually on that hit, he was hit right on the ball, which made that ball pop out. So here comes Hunter Scott back on the offensive side. Ball is handed off, and a nice gain by Fresh, who finds himself a seam and a gain of about 13 on the handoff. Sean Fresh has just been a utility guy. He's been here, there, and everywhere, whether it's offense or defense. He's played receiver. Now he's playing the running back position. He's their defensive back, their kick returner. Ball pitched out to number 2 now, Makuba, who gets the completion with a short gain of about 2. Second and 8. Austin LBJ ball. We got less than a minute in the 3rd quarter. Hunter Scott back, finds his running back, and he's hit immediately in the backfield, and the ball's dropped. Hit immediately and read beautifully by number 36, Aiden Vega, who really laid the hammer there on the incomplete pass to Sean Fresh. Sean Fresh had that ball for a couple of seconds and immediately met. Was not enough to hold on for a complete pass. Hunter Scott back in shotgun, drops back. He finds his receiver, Makuba, who was out of bounds. Makuba out of bounds before he could caught the ball, but was out of bounds, so incomplete pass. And LBJ is now looking at a 4th and 11 with the ball on those Fresnos is 26. Hunter Scott looking over the sideline to Coach Fenner, seeing what he wants to do here. They're going to go for it on the 4th and 8. He has a trips left. Hunter Scott pulls back. Here comes some pressure. He finds the receiver, but no completion. Ball overthrown on the 4th and 8. So the ball comes over to Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos does a good job not letting anything develop for LBJ. So over on downs, the ball comes back to Los Fresnos. On their own 26 with about 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Padilla under center. Valencia in motion. Ball handed off up the middle. Resendez, number 2, junior Chris Resendez with the carry up the middle, gain of about 4. Brought down by a slew of Jaguars. It's looking like they're going to run the clock down of the third quarter. And that will be it for the third. And we are going into the fourth quarter of ball play with Austin LBJ up 14-3. And we will be back after this.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a hacienda party.
It's the hacienda.
Here we go, the start of the fourth quarter. Austin LBJ up 14-3. It's really still anybody's ball game. So we're going to see if Los Fresnos can get anything going here. Padilla under center, looking to find his electric running backs and tailbacks, and he does find number 11, McWhorter, who has a nice gain out the left side of the field. Gain of about 10, gain of about maybe 7, but still short of the first down. We're looking at a 3rd and 1. Los Fresnos trying to punch it in to get that first down. Padilla looks ready to rock and roll. And he calls his own number up the middle for the QB sneak. Tackle by number 24, Larion Davis. But it'll be a close call. Let's see if Padilla got enough. And it is enough. He gets that 1-yard gain, so that will be Los Fresnos' first down. So Los Fresnos gets the tough yard by Padilla for the first down. Valencia in motion. Number 4, Hector Moniz came in for Padilla there and gets taken in the backfield, taken down in the backfield. Taken down by number 34, Gerardo Benitez. Los Fresnos looking at a 2nd and 13 on their own 34-yard line. Start of the fourth quarter, about 10 and a half in. Moniz still in there, and it's a bad snap handoff connection by center and quarterback. Padilla came out of the game after his QB sneak up the middle because his helmet came off, and Moniz comes in there. And sometimes when you bring in a new quarterback and the center quarterback relationship isn't set, so sometimes it could be a tough connection to get things going. But in comes back Padilla. Third and 16 for Los Fresnos. Padilla back under center now. Valencia in motion. Ball is handed off up the middle to Riggins, who is immediately met at the line of scrimmage by number 24, Larion Davis. Everything up the middle tonight has been stuffed. There's been very little gains up the middle. LBJ Jaguars have done a great job really closing up those holes. Number 24, Davis. Number 8, Jones. And number 52, Fred Givens, has played a huge game tonight. And here we go with the punt, given back over to LBJ. And it does not look like they'll make a catch, but it takes a big time. Los Fresnos bounce, taking LBJ all the way back to the 26-yard line. So beautiful job by the punt by punter Perez. That's Juan Perez, who's had some real beauties tonight, pinning LBJ back deep in their own territory. .8:55 in the game, and the crowd's a little quiet right now, looking for a big-time play by their home team. Hunter Scott calls for the ball, the shotgun given right back over to Donaldson. Tackled, brought down, tackled by number 42, Alan Torres, and by number 36, Aiden Vega. Donaldson, but not before Donaldson picks up 4 yards. So now we're looking at 2nd and 6, ball on the 30-yard line. Hunter Scott is back in his shotgun formation with tailbacks to both sides, and he's immediately number 7, almost taken down the backfield by number 42 of Los Fresnos. Handoff to Danny Davis, who tries to get something going the other way, but is met immediately once again for a loss of 2. Eight minutes left in the game with Austin LBJ up 14, Los Fresnos 3. Hunter Scott back in shotgun formation on a trips left. Lots of movement in the front, and flags start flying. Looks like it's going to be illegal motion. False start on the offense. So Austin LBJ loses 5 on the false start. Looking at a 3rd and long, 3rd and 17 for Austin LBJ. Look for them to go to the air. Or maybe they'll just run and keep ball control. Let that clock keep ticking. Out of shotgun, we have a trips right. Hunter Scott drops back. Look for the screenplay, but he is met immediately. No one was fooled by that, by number 24 of Los Fresnos, Cameron Rivera. So LBJ tries to go to a screen, but he is met. Receiver is met immediately for a breaking up of the play. So 4th and 17 LBJ looking to punt with Hector Moniz, number 4 of Los Fresnos, waiting to receive that punt. Los Fresnos bringing lots of pressure, and the punt is blocked. The punt is blocked, and looks like it's on the floor and picked up by Los Fresnos, number 9. Number 9, Los Fresnos. Riggins comes up with a blocked punt and rumbles his way all the way to the 1-yard line. Los Fresnos gets the block on the punt as everybody was trying to fall on top of the ball before number 9, Alonso Riggins, finally picks it up and rumbles it for about 5 yards, getting the ball all the way down to the 1-yard line. So Los Fresnos will get the ball on LBJ's 1-yard line. Padilla under center. Let's see what they pull. And yes, Padilla calls his own number for the QB sneak. Let's see if it's enough. It looks like he is just a bit short. A pile of Jaguars didn't allow Padilla to come over the middle. So now we have a 2nd and 1. Los Fresnos looking over to Coach Brown, waiting for the signal and the play to come in. And it looks like they are ready. LBJ Jaguars has everyone stuffed in that middle. They're thinking something's coming back up the middle. And once again, it's called for Padilla, QB sneak. As the offensive line is trying to push, and I'll tell you what, the defensive line is saying, no, we're going to push right back, and it looks like it stopped. Padilla comes up short once again. So that 2nd and goal attempt is denied, looking at 3rd and 1. Padilla waiting for the call. LBJ is stuffing the box. Padilla is ready. Backfield is ready. Let's see if they can capitalize. And it is pitched out to the outside, who tries to find something going, but he is stopped. Pitch out to McWhorter. Pitch out to McWhorter, and he's brought down in the backfield for a loss. Brought in down by number 2, Andrew Makuba. So Los Fresnos is unsuccessful. Run 2 QB sneaks up the middle, fall a little short, and this time they try to go to the outside, and he's brought back for a loss of 2. So now we have 4th and 3. 4th and 3, and they're setting up for a field goal here. Field goal attempt. Snap is down. Snap is good. Good hold. And it is good by number 84, Job Esquivel for the field goal. So add 3 to Los Fresnos. Don't forget to stop by your local Subway. So here we go. Los Fresnos gets themselves 3 points. They were denied the field goal. They have the chances. They have the opportunities on the 1-yard line of LBJ, and LBJ just stuffed everything up the middle. Couldn't give Padilla any room for that QB sneak. So 2 consecutive QB sneaks that fell short, and then they try to go outside with McWhorter. McWhorter is met in the backfield, so they had to settle for 3 points from field goal. LBJ ready for the kickoff, and it looks like another onside kick. Is it enough? On the roll, it is enough, and then Los Fresnos falls on top of it. LBJ lets the ball bounce. They don't pick it up. They don't try to jump on top of it. They don't try to pluck it out from the air. And once again, in a successful onside kick, Los Fresnos just played that smart and said they waited for the bounce to be long enough and deep enough. And number 42 for Los Fresnos. Alan Torres comes up with it. I take that back. That was number 41, Gavin Bryant. So Los Fresnos gets the ball back on the onside kick. That's the second successful onside kick. So let's see if they can use that momentum to take the ball down the field. Padilla under center. Keeps it, pitches it outside to number 11, McWhorter, who finds himself some room on the right side of the field. Nice little pickup of about 7. Brought down by number 1, Son Fresh. So this Flexbone offense is still keeping the Jaguars confused. They just haven't, Los Fresnos just hasn't broken the big play yet. But once again, with this offense, it's meant to wear down the defense. Let's see what happens here. Padilla hands the ball right up the middle. Number 2, Chris Resendez for a tough yard and gets himself a first down. 1st and 10 for Los Fresnos. So this Flexbone offense is really about chipping away in the run game. And here we go. Padilla hands the ball right back to Resendez, who is met at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by number 24, Larion Davis. 2nd and 11 now. So down 14-6. Last year, Los Fresnos trailed LBJ 35-7 in the 3rd quarter, and they came back to take that game 36-35. But we have the ball in the field, and the ball is still rolling. It looks like LBJ has picked up the ball. Fumble on the play. Fumble on the play by Los Fresnos, which took a Los Fresnos bounce as both teams tried to scramble to jump on the ball, and it was ripped out. It was ripped out of the hands of the Los Fresnos running back, which took the Los Fresnos bounce down to close to their end zone, but everybody tried to scramble. LBJ falls on top of it. I still think we have a lot of game left to play. We have a little under 4 minutes. We're at 3:56 left in the game. Score is 6-14. Anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. LBJ gets the ball back. Hunter Scott calls for the ball. Hand off to number 1, Fresh again. Fresh finds a little bit of room on the outside. Gain of 5 by Fresh, who's been a little bit of everything tonight for LBJ. Clock's ticking. We're looking at about 3:30 left in the game. These two teams have played each other tight all game. Scott calls for the ball in the shotgun, hands it off to Fresh once again. Fresh is met at the line of scrimmage by number 67, senior Leroy Guerrero. 3rd and 7. This will be a big play. Los Fresnos can hold them here. They can get the ball back. Or if LBJ gets the first, they can continue running the clock, which is exactly what they're trying to do. Clock is ticking. 2:35 left in the game. Fans are starting to get loud, hoping to pick the defense up. Timeout, LBJ. And we will be back with 2:26 in the game. Los Fresnos down 6-14 to Austin LBJ.
$27,995 or 0% interest for 72 months.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're Bronzo veterans, and thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
Coming out of the timeout, LBJ has the ball at a 3rd and 5. This is a big play right here for both teams. Let's see who will win this battle of scrimmage. Hunter Scott pulled back, finds his receiver, and it is complete for the first down. Finds himself his receiver, Andrew Makuba, who picks up the big first down. But it's taken out of bounds, so the clock is stopped. 2:21 left in the game. Hunter Scott playing it cool in the back. Senior Hunter Scott, so you know he's had experience in games like this before, so he's keeping his composure. He hands the ball off to Fresh, and Fresh is jigsaw and in and out and finds all kinds of room inside, and he is just too slippery. He is too slippery, and they cannot bring him down. He gets a big gain of about 15, but goes out of bounds to stop the clock. 2:14 left in the game. Ball on LBJ's 46 with a fresh set of downs. Hunter Scott gets the snap, hand off to Sean Fresh, who's brought down after a gain about 2. Still up the middle, so that means that clock is ticking, and they call a timeout. Los Fresnos calls a timeout to stop the clock. It's going to be a matter of time management from here on out. This is Real Sports Live at Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium in Los Fresnos. And we have a tight game. 14-6 with Austin LBJ leading right now. 2:08 left in the game. Austin LBJ ball. And they're going to try to run. They're going to try to run the ball. They're going to try to run the clock. They're going to try to keep the ball in bounds to keep the ball going, to keep the clock running. And Los Fresnos is going to try to look for the big play to stuff them. And that's exactly what's happened. It's a handoff to number 5, Donaldson, who is met immediately in the backfield. Immediately in the backfield by Los Fresnos defense for a big-time loss. Timeout called to stop the clock. A little recap of the game. It was a very low-scoring affair, and it still is. But in the first half, we had a score of 6-3, and since then, the second half, we have another touchdown by Donaldson Donaldson gave them another touchdown for LBJ. They had a 2-point conversion that was successful. They got them back that extra point that was missed earlier. That gives LBJ their 14th, and then we have 2 field goals by Los Fresnos. And I still think, even with 2 minutes left in this game it can go either way. LBJ looking at a 3rd and 9. Actually looks like a 3rd and about 12. Hunter Scott cuts the call, hands it off over to Sean Fresh. Sean Fresh can't find much going on. It's taken down in the backfield, and it's a big-time loss. Big-time loss of yards for LBJ. So now LBJ is looking at about a 4th, 4 and 20, where the clock is ticking. Ball on LBJ's 35. We got 1:30 left in the game. Los Fresnos has no more timeouts left to call. So LBJ is going to try to run that clock. They're going to run that play clock all they can. And that's exactly what's going on. So LBJ calls a timeout. They get the clock down all the way to 1:13 on a 4th and 20. Los Fresnos coach Brown feels like that's enough time. He says, that's enough time. Just give us enough time to make a play. This is Real Sports Live coming to you from Los Fresnos, where we have a close game on our hands. I want to remind you, last year, Los Fresnos trailed LBJ 35-7 going into the third quarter, and Los Fresnos came back to win that game 36-35. Last week, Los Fresnos also came back being down the whole first half to come back to win last week's game as well. So this Los Fresnos team, whether it's young or not, they have a lot of heart, and they're going to play till the final buzzer. So LBJ looking at a 4th and 20 with Hector Moniz back ready to receive the punt. LBJ gets off a short punt. It's high but short, and it takes a Los Fresnos bounce back. Falcons will get the ball on their own 48-yard line with 1:07 left in the game. As we've seen and we've read, I mean, Los Fresnos feels like that's plenty of time to come and make something happen. Fans are starting to get on their feet because they want to get something going here. So Matthew Padilla back under center with his trio of running backs and tailbacks. Ball is pitched to the outside. He finds Valencia, who finds some room on the right, and he's still on his feet. He's trying to get down, and he's met. Picks up about 9 yards as the clock still ticks. Clock stops to move the chain. Gets the first down. Clock is now going. Padilla back under center, trying to get something off with about 53 seconds left in the game. Valencia on the motion. Gives the ball up the middle. Taken down is Riggins, who gains about 1. Now it's a battle of the clock. 37 seconds left in the game. Padilla trying to get a play in quickly. Talking to his tailback, talking to his halfback. Valencia in the motion, pulls back, gives the ball up the middle to Riggins for a gain of about 3. 21 seconds left in this game. Padilla trying to get everybody in line so they can either spike the ball or stop the clock. And that's exactly what he does. 3rd and 6. Padilla spikes the ball to stop the clock with 11 seconds left in the game. So now Los Fresnos is looking at a 4th and 6 with 11 seconds left to play. So Padilla under center. He's ready for the snap. Let's see if he drops back, and he's looking for a receiver, finds number 10, and he pulls it up. Let's see if they make the call. This complete or not, and the refs say that it hit the ground before he picked it up, but the clock stops, and so do the downs. So over on downs, ball goes back to LBJ. It was a close call. Padilla got the ball off right on time, looking for Valencia, and just came a bit short. So with 6 seconds left in the game, LBJ gets the ball back. and more than likely they're just going to kneel the ball and let the clock run. But it looks like we have a delay of game call on the offense. So it's been really a game of ground and pound by both sides. Comes to an end as LBJ's quarterback, Hunter Scott, kneels the ball to run the clock down. And that'll be our ball game from Leo Aguilar Memorial Stadium. Austin LBJ Jaguars 14, Los Fresnos Falcons 6. And like I said, this was really a game of ground and pound. It was a run type of game. LBJ tried to get their air game going, but there wasn't much. It was a back and forth affair. It could have gone either way. It could have gone either way. So well job to both teams. We wish them best of luck for the rest of the season. And this is Real Sports Live from Los Fresnos, signing off.